So we're detaching the front sway bar, as you can see here. And I found the first bit of rust that has really been in the car. It looks like something came up here and damaged it. This is the battery tray. So it kind of makes sense. We got some drainage holes here and all that. I mean, we got some pretty bad rust in here. I don't have my safety squints on, so I don't really want to dick around with it too much. Not structural, so I'm not too concerned about it. And we might cut this all out anyway, depending on what goes on with new wheels, new tires. But, you know, for a 30-year-old car and only having this really be the bad rust spot, I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, we got the motor mounts loose, so that's a thing. And then we took off the power steering pump here. We still got that going. That made a bit of a mess here, unfortunately. Our bucket of random liquids is progressing along fairly well, though. Yeah. So that's better. Yeah. So everything's kind of coming along well. We're going to see about just dropping this out through the bottom, pulling it out, because we got the incline here on the garage, or on the driveway. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get the ramp in here and get the crane and lift this all up and pull it out. So I'm thinking about doing is just lowering the motor mounts and lowering this whole cross beam here. As you can see, I'm kind of doing some prep work on that. So just lowering that whole cross beam. As you can hear the baby monitor, the daughter is not quite asleep yet. So we're going to lower that whole thing out. We're going to take out the transmission cross member, see about lowering this thing out, putting it on a dolly and just scooting it out. And then, because I don't have a proper engine hoist, I don't know how we're going to get the motor here up and out, because it's kind of a tight squeeze here. So we might have to come up with some Archimedes principle thing and pull that up and out. Put it on the cross member. And the nice thing about that is once we put it on the cross member, we can just get it back inside the engine, and we already have it mounted up without having to do too much fab work inside the car with this thing hanging on a dolly. So that's where we're at the moment. I just wanted to show you, came across my first bit of rust on the car, and I couldn't be happier, sadly. There's a lot of salt on this from when we did the retreat from Moscow, as you can see. Well, how good that's showing up in the camera here, but there's a lot of salt down here. We're getting a lot of surface corrosion up in here, so that's kind of a bad sign, but we'll take a pressure washer to this when we get a chance. All right, so hi, how you doing? So we got the front subframe, front cross member really is what that is. It's got the steering rack. I see. It's got the steering rack on it. We still got the front springs still attached. It's hard to do this. So we still got the front springs still attached. So here and there. But look, no engine. How can that be? You don't have an engine hoist. Well, $11 at Harbor Freight. It's broken now because the engine came down on it at kind of a high rate of speed, scaring the living crap out of me. That's why you always stay clear of everything if you can. Now I gotta figure out where I'm going to put this, but we cut the front bit here off. Here, let me switch. Cut the front bit off here, pulled the whole engine out, and put it on the little stand there. We had a hard time clearing all this from underneath there, so we're going to slide all this back underneath just for storage for the next couple days. I'll clean up what's going on in here, kind of trying to get everything where it needs to be. Unfortunately, this brake kind of seized on there, so we're going to have to figure out how to clear that up and out of the way. Yeah, we might find out how much it's going to cost here. This is a budget build. We might do just a whole new spring setup on one side, I have some back there up top. I have some parts left over from the Volvo V70R. I might just try and see if I can't adapt one of their cross members to fit underneath here, but I don't know how that's going to work out real well. So now I got to haul this monstrosity back there to the shed for storage. So wish me luck. Yeah, this thing's not going to be easy to move.